He'll ask to see her, and then I'll be busy. Like I would be working, or, I would be out of town or with my parents, or I would be busy. And he would go weeks to months without talking to me.
Judge, the state calls Miss Martin. Um, Miss Martin, um, well, Your Honor, let me back up. There's some agreements I wanted to read into the record. First,
Okay.
um, it's agreed that the conservatorship is Miss Martin is going to be sole managing conservator, primary of the child, um, within a geographic of Missouri and contiguous counties. The possession access, no visitation at this time, which I'll elicit a testimony as to that. Child support is going to be based on minimum wage in Texas. The child is covered for health and dental through the governmental health plan, and it's agreed that mom will maintain, and the obligor will pay $57 a month towards that. The retroactive support is from the birth of the child to present, and that's also calculated based on minimum wage for a total of $44.20 with credit of $200, with a final total of $4,220 in retro child support. And Judge, now I call Ms. Martin.
Okay.
Ms. Martin, can you state your name for the record?
Deanna Jolie Martin.
Now, Ms. Martin, did you hear and understand what I just read into the record?
A little bit. This is my first hearing. I've never done one before.
Okay. Now, we can go over that, but do you agree to what I read into the record?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. Martin, you're asking this court to name you the sole managing conservator, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And do you make all the important decisions for the child, like medical, dental, educational decisions?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Has the father ever helped in making these decisions?
No.
Okay. Does he ever try to get in contact with you to try to be a part of these decisions?
No.
Okay. To the best of your knowledge, does he want to take part in these decision makings regarding his child?
No, he just wants to see her. That's pretty much it. He just wants to see her, and that's it. He doesn't want to make the decisions. He doesn't ever talk to me about it.
Okay. Has he ever accompanied you to the um, the hospital or the dentist, the tried to help you with rides or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So you go to these places by yourself with the child?
Yes.
Okay. Now you said that he always wants to see her. When was
Mhm.
the last time Dad seen the child?
I think it was when she was about, I had just gotten my new apartment, so I'm thinking sometime last year was when he saw her
And
last.
where did the visit take place?
We had met at Walmart because my daughter had needed some things and he said he would buy it. And then said he'd give me extra, but then said he didn't have the money to give me extra just in case she needed something else.
How long did the visit last?
About an hour or two.
Okay.
Wasn't very long because he said he had to work.
Okay. Now, um, uh, did he what did he do during the visit with the child? Do you remember?
Um,
Let me
we walked around Walmart for a little while to get everything that she needed, and then he held her for a little bit, He cried for a little bit, and then he said he had to go. And I said I had to go too because it was already getting dark, and I don't want my daughter out, late at night like that.
Now, you're asking that he not have visitation?
It's more of a safety concern because when I met him at Walmart, I had my best friend take me. So it wasn't just me and my daughter, it was also my female best friend because I didn't feel comfortable or safe around him by myself.
Okay. So, so you have safety concerns?
Yes, yes, I do.
And what are your safety concerns?
During our relationship and when I got pregnant, it was very verbally and physically abusive. So I am scared of him. Like I don't want to have anything happen to me or my daughter because my daughter depends on me.
So you said that he was physically abusive?
Yes.
Okay. What did he do?
When I was 6 weeks pregnant with Elisa, he choked me because I didn't fold his laundry or do his laundry the way he wanted it. And before that, it was constant, hitting and pushing and choking, and it was a lot. And I don't feel safe around him.
Okay. Now, do you want him to have visitation?
I really don't because I don't feel comfortable around him at all. Like I haven't, I've always had somebody with me, and I don't want to have any of those complications anymore. Like it was a whole 2 year abusive relationship that I kind of just don't want to, I just don't want him around.
What if somebody else supervised the visits?
I don't know because whenever she was still a newborn, he tried to take her from me. He tried to drive off with her. And I'm not okay with that. I don't want him taking her anywhere. I don't trust him. He doesn't have custody of his other child either. His other child is with her mother.
Does he have visitation with his other child?
Sometimes, yeah, she would come over and he'd watch her, but it got to the point where he told me that his other daughter meant more to him than my daughter. So whenever I was pregnant with Alicia, he quit going to the doctor with me. So for the checkups and everything, like he wasn't there anymore. He was always with the other child. He would always make his mom take me instead of him going with me. He would always have his mom take me to the doctor.
Whenever his other child was over before you had your child, did he have any
Mhm.
issues supervising her, taking care of her, anything of that?
Um, I I have a weird parenting thing, but the way he parents, I don't like, but it's just the fact that she doesn't learn anything. Like she's always playing video games, and but that's if that's how he wants to raise her, that's how he wants to raise her. But I don't
Okay.
raise my daughter like that. I I
Other
don't
than
like it.
your disagreement with how he parents, did he ever put his other daughter in harm's way? Was she ever in, did he ever beat her? Was he threatening to her? Did he not change her diaper? Did he not feed her? Anything like that?
No, actually, he treated her better than he treats my daughter now. And at that time, his daughter was about 6 or 7.
You can ask your next question, Mr. Darkamangian.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Ms. Martin, because of this incident, in the last 2 years that he physically put his hands on you, around your neck,
Mhm.
are you asking that a non-disclosure be placed where your address doesn't show in this order?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, if the judge does award some type of visitation, whether it's supervised or some type of phase in, um, um, Do you want the pickup and drop off to be somewhere in public?
Yes,
That,
yes.
where would a place that could happen where you'd feel comfortable? Maybe that Walmart from earlier you were talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
What's that? What was that address of that Walmart?
I think it's on South Bypass, if I'm not mistaken, because I
Is it
think there's only one Walmart where I'm at.
is it the one in Lake Jackson or the one in Angleton, Miss Martin?
It's the one in Alvin.
The one in Alvin. Okay.
Okay. Um, now, he has given you some monies. He's given you a total of $200 during this time, ma'am.
But it wasn't like on a regular basis. It wasn't like monthly or anything. Like he'd give me $50 and call it child support and be like, here you go, you know, that's for Alicia.
So from the time the child was born to now, he's given you a total of $200.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He says he's giving me more, but it's because it was from a long time ago, way before she was even born. So those don't count.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Martin. So are you wanting to be named sole manage? It sounds like you want to be named sole managing because Mr. Robles has never made decisions for your daughter, not because you have safety concerns. Is that correct?
Yes.
So he's never put her in harm's way.
Besides the fact of giving my daughter to his 7-year-old in the front seat of his car, trying to drive off with her, no. That one time I kind of was like, I'm not doing it.
Okay, when
Give
did
her
that
back.
happen? When did that happen? What month and year?
I think she wasn't even 6 weeks old yet.
Okay.
She was still a newborn. This was in 2023 because she came out in August. Because her birthday is August 29th, so she came out the 29th of August. So a couple weeks after that, he tried to give her to his 7-year-old in the front seat and try to drive off with her. No, we're not doing that. That's
Okay.
why I have safety concerns for her too. That's why I don't want him taking her anywhere because I
Okay.
can't trust him.
So explain to me what do you mean? Was it visitation time? Was he at your house? What was the circumstance that this occurred?
Well, we met at my parents' house because I was staying at my parents' as I was healing after giving birth, and my adopted mom had invited him and his daughter over and to see the baby. And he took it upon himself to take the baby from my hands and walk out the house with her. And I it bothered me a lot
So how did you get
because
her child back?
well, I didn't let him leave. I
Okay.
was not about to let him leave and have his daughter hold my newborn in the front seat of his car in the passenger seat on an hour drive back to his house. I wasn't going to have it.
Did he
So I begged and pleaded for him to give me my baby back because he can't take her. That's not okay. She needs a car seat. She's a newborn. Car seats are what she needs.
So, Miss Martin, it sounds like you want no visitation because you have safety concerns with him, not because you're worried about your daughter with him. Can you talk about that?
It's a little bit of both because ever since he tried to take her from me and she wasn't even a month old yet, that kind of it scared me because she's a newborn. She needs a car seat. She can't just and you can't just take her. You can't just take her and think I'm gonna be okay with it without asking me first if you can take her.
Has he done that since then?
No, I won't let him. I won't let him anymore. That's why he hardly sees her.
Okay, so let's clarify that. So does he hardly see her because you won't let him see the child, or does he hardly see her because he doesn't ask for her?
It's rare that he does. Like he'll ask to see her and then I'll be busy. Like I would be working or I would be out of town or with my parents or I would be busy and he would go weeks to months without talking to me. So obviously him seeing his daughter didn't really matter. That's how I felt.
How many times has he asked to see her and you have been busy?
Um, Not a lot, I guess.
Okay.
But I used to work at Whataburger, so I worked a lot of hours during the week. And Alicia was usually with my best friend, so I was never home. I worked a lot trying to provide for my daughter and provide the roof over her head in the apartment and food and everything else.
Okay, you talked about how when you were 6 months pregnant, he choked you. Did you call the police on him?
No, I was too terrified. Like it's a lot of people don't understand that kind of situation, but
No,
you can't.
I was just curious if a police report was ever filed against him for something he did to you.
There has been a few of them because I had a protective order against him back in I think it was 2022. And he basically walked right through it, signed it, and then proceeded to call me 8 times that same day. And I told the cops about it, and they didn't.
Did you,
They said that they would have to wait until he actually did something to me.
so did you get a protective order before you got pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all still lived together once you were,
Yeah.
okay, when did you stop living together?
I moved out July 17th of 2023. So a month before she was born.
Okay.
So that's kind of when we separated. So we've been separated ever since.
Okay, is there a public place that you are comfortable having visits at? I don't think that Walmart is great for visitation. Is there a park, a mall, somewhere where lots of people are at?
Mm, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't lived in Alvin very long, but I really don't know. I would probably have to like look around because I really don't know.
Okay. And does he live near you, or how far away does he live from you, if you know?
He lives about an hour or so.
Are you near Baybrook Mall?
Yeah, that's about 30 minutes from me because that's in Webster. Alvin and Webster and League City, they're like 30 minutes apart.
So if I ordered visits to take place at the mall, would that be convenient for you?
Um, yes.
Okay, Mr. Darkamanjian, do you have any other witnesses you want to call?
Yes, Elisa, briefly, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Um, Ms. Machuca, can you state your name for the record?
Elisa Moreno, Manchuca,
And Ms. Machuca, who do you work for?
Office of the Attorney General.
And how long have you been working there?
A little over 6 years.
And what are your duties there? Do you calculate child support, medical support, dental support, and retro?
Yes,
Did you do that in this case?
yes.
And what were your findings for the child support?
I really didn't find anything for him, so we based it on minimum wage for 2023 from the time the child was born till present.
Okay. And so you applied the monthly gross of 1256.67.
Correct.
And if you give them credit for the $57 as cash medical towards the government to help plan, one child here and 0 children outside, what was your monthly child support that's going to start May 1st?
221.
How much?
221.
Okay. Now, did you calculate the retro as well?
Yes.
And how much was the total retro.
Okay, so for 2023 at minimum wage of $12.56.67 with the net of $1,159.87 on 20%. Give monthly resources of the child support came out to $221 for 4 months. So for 2023 it was $884 for the year for the 4 months. For 2024, the minimum wage at $12.56.67, the net of $1,159.82 on 20% at $221 for 12 months was $2,652. For 2025, based on 4 months from January 2025 to today, it is $221 for 4 months. Total was $884. The final total was $4,420, giving him credit of the $200. The final total was $4,220.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Martin, do you have any questions of Ms. Manchuca based on her testimony?
No.
You may be excused, Ms. Manchuca. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Darkamongian, what is the recommended payout for the retro amount?
Your Honor, I would say $60 a month.
Okay, Ms. Martin. Is there anything else you want to tell me before I make my ruling in your case?
I think I've said everything.
Anything else from the state? Any closing?
Yes, Your Honor. Judge, the only thing I'd ask that the state offers States Exhibit 1 and 2, the child support calculation and the retro calculation based on Ms. Manchuca's testimony.
Can you share your screen with those documents, Mr. Darkamongian?
Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this is the child support calculation based on Ms. Manchuca's testimony.
Ms. Martin, do you have any objection to this document showing how they calculated support being admitted into evidence?
No.
And Your Honor, this is States Exhibit 2, the retro calc.
And Ms. Martin, do you have any objection to this calculation for retro being submitted into evidence?
No, ma'am. Everything's fine.
Okay, they will both be admitted, Mr. Darkamongian.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. After hearing the evidence in this case, the court will find that Mr. Vicente Robles Bello was served. He was given notice of today's court proceeding by signing the reset, and he is not present today. The court will find that there is an acknowledgement of paternity in the court's file signed by Mr. Robles Bello and Ms. Martin for Elisa, born on August the 29th of 2023. The court, after hearing the testimony, will order a sole managing conservatorship with Ms. Martin as the primary to determine where her daughter lives in the future. There will be a geographical restriction to Brazoria and surrounding counties. I am going to order visitation at this time, but very limited. Visits will be on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Saturday from noon to 3. These visits will take place at the Baybrook Mall Food Court and will be supervised by Ms. Martin or a competent adult of her choosing. Mr. Robles Bello has to give 72-hour notice of his intent to visit. If he does not give that notice, you do not have to go to the mall, Ms. Martin.
Okay.
I am going to order that the parties use App Close for all communication in the future. It is a application that you can download on your phone. It's free, Ms. Martin. And then that way he can communicate with you there and he doesn't have to have your phone number or your email address.
Okay.
The court will find that minimum wage is appropriate today. Child support will be set at $221 a month beginning May 1st of 2025. Medical support will be $57 a month beginning May 1st of 2025. There will be a retroactive judgment after credit of $200 in the amount of $4,220. That will be paid at $60 a month beginning May 1st of 2025. There will be a non-disclosure of Ms. Martin's address and telephone number from the order today. Any court costs in this matter will be billed to Mr. Robles Bello. He's going to have until April the 22nd of 2026 to pay those off. Did I cover everything, Mr. Darkamangian?
Yes, Your Honor. So the possession access, the first, third, fifth Saturday from noon to 3, that's going to be ongoing until further
Order of the court.
order of the court.
Okay.
That's everything, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Martin, do you have any questions regarding my ruling?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
This is what I'm going to do. Ms. Martin, I'm going to place you back. Here, let me turn.